Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to look at one really big idea. Japan is basically a test room for the world's future. Seriously, what happens in Tokyo today, it might actually happen in your city tomorrow. Let's jump right in.
Have you seen the news lately? World leaders, top business people, they're visiting Japan a lot right now. And, well, why is that? They don't just want a quick handshake or a basic trade deal. No, they want something much deeper. They want to see the future. They want to see exactly how a modern country handles some really heavy, complex pressure.
So, part one, the world's big questions.
Look, every country on Earth is facing huge changes right now. We're all trying to figure out the crazy fast growth of AI and what it means for our jobs. We're trying to solve super complex energy problems just to keep our cities running, right? We have to adapt to new technology every single day. And of course, we need economic security to keep our businesses safe. But the truth is, nobody has the perfect answer yet. Every government is just searching for the right way to handle this stuff.
Which brings us to part two. Japan is the test room.
You see, Japan is really unique because it actually avoids extremes. They make stable rules and focus on long-term choices, not just quick, easy fixes. Think about it, so many countries only plan for the next election, which is what, 2 or 4 years away? But Japan thinks 10 years ahead. Because they plan for the deep future and act so carefully, other countries really trust the results of their social and business tests. When Japan tries something new, the whole world knows the data is going to be reliable.
Moving on to part three, the middle class problem.
Okay, I want you to look at this number, 180,000 yen. That's the monthly take-home pay for a lot of workers in Japan right now. Try to imagine paying for a house, buying food, and sending kids to school on just that amount. It's an incredibly tight limit, right? This isn't just a number. It shows the exact breaking point for a normal family life. It's a real, painful squeeze for working people who are just trying to get by.
But here's the thing. Falling from the middle class? That's a shared crisis in a lot of rich nations. The middle class is falling fast in places like the UK, Canada, Korea, just like it is in Japan. We see different answers everywhere. Some places, like Northern Europe, use strict social rules to stay safe. Others, like Southeast Asia, are growing fast. But Japan is at the very sharp edge of this negative trend. They're feeling the exact pain that other big countries are only just starting to feel.
So the big takeaway here is that from changing jobs to crazy high living costs, this squeeze is happening all over the world. Regular families everywhere are worried. But mostly because of its aging population, Japan is feeling this crisis very early and very deeply. That makes Japan the absolute best place to watch. If you want to know what a global middle-class crisis looks like at its peak, you look at Japan today.
All right, part four, watching Japan for answers.
Leaders from all over are watching this super closely. They're thinking, well, if Japan can fix this problem, maybe we can copy their idea. They want to see Japan's test results. It's kind of like having the answer key for a really difficult global test. Leaders want to see what works, and honestly, they want to see what fails too. They can learn from Japan's actions without taking a huge risk in their own countries first.
Let's jump to part 5. Big changes in money.
10 billion yen. That was the massive budget set by a tech company named PayPay. Their goal? It was simple, but absolutely huge. They wanted to completely change how an entire country uses money. You know, Japan has always been famous for using paper cash for almost everything. PayPay wanted to break that habit and move the whole society straight to smartphones. It was a really bold test to change deep daily habits in just a few weeks.
To push this massive change, they launched an aggressive cash return campaign. Basically, they literally paid people a lot of money just to use their new app. And wow, this wild business test was a fast success. It pulled in millions of new users almost immediately. That entire 10 billion yen budget, it was completely gone in just 10 days. Crazy, right? Because of this one giant test, Japan's digital money rules and daily habits changed overnight.
The intensity of this business battle is perfectly captured by tech leader Masayoshi Son. He said it very clearly, "I'll do it until one of us is crushed." That just shows the intense power being used to win this new digital money market. It was a true battle for the future of finance. They didn't want just a small piece of the pie, they wanted to completely rewrite the financial habits of an entire nation. The test room is highly competitive.
Japan is also testing the extreme edges of new internet money. On one side, you have traditional, safe index funds, clear rules, stable growth. But Japan is also testing wild new ideas, like internet tokens for political fans. Japan has a really strong fan culture, which makes it the perfect lab for these wild new assets. The rules for these tokens are still kind of weak, and the prices just crazy.
So the world is watching to see exactly what happens when these unstable tokens hit the open market.
And finally, part 6. What is our future?
From the painful squeeze on regular jobs to these wild battles over digital money, Japan is acting as the world's main test room. They are testing the limits of the future for all of us. The big wins and the hard failures happening in Japan today, they're going to teach the whole world what to do next. We can all learn so much from the data coming out of this unique social laboratory.
So, as you watch these massive changes happen in Japan first, take a close look at your own life, your career, and your country. You're watching the global test results live, in real time. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Based on the clear results coming out of Japan right now, what future will you choose to build for yourself? Thanks for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll catch you next time.